Welcome back. This is Chapter 5, Section 6, Part 4 of the notes. We had just finished the third part of Example 2, where we had used synthetic division to notice that negative 3/2 is a 0. Now, because of that, we are able to get started on doing the factoring. We know that that negative 3/2 is a 0, and we also know the coefficients of the next piece from that, so I need to move on, to give us some room, and because negative 3/2 works, that means x plus 3/2 is one factor, and that means that 8x to the third minus 10x squared minus 6x plus 2 is the other part of the factor. You will probably notice that's a cubic. That means you have a lot more factoring to do. But before we do that, you should notice that in that cubic, they all are multiples of 2. So we're going to quickly factor out the 2. Just put it on the side. Excuse me, that's not 6x, nor is that 10x squared. Sorry about that. And then distribute the 2 rainbow style into the other one. It makes everything look better, because then it becomes 2x plus 3, which is actually a reasonable thing to look at. And then 4x to the third minus 5x squared minus 3x plus 1. Now, on the side here we factored out the 2 and then we multiplied by 2. Yeah. It says repeat the steps above for g of x equals, it's unfortunate the way they write it, but what they're after is saying you've still got to factor this cubic. So now, you've got two options. You can continue to use the same list of numbers we had at the beginning, because that's still the right list, or you can make a new list with the new coefficients. It might be worth our time here, just because 1 and 4 are smaller numbers than 3 and 8. If you don't feel like doing this, that's not a big deal. But plus or minus 1 over 1 is an option, plus or minus 1 over 2 is an option, and plus or minus 1 over 4 is an option. So we're down to 6 options. That's, that's a lot nicer. If you do some synthetic division, I guess there's no way around it, you will notice, and you don't actually have to do synthetic division. You can just plug the numbers in directly. A lot of you prefer direct substitution. Not a problem. Plug in the numbers until you get one that ends in 0, right? Because it factors if it makes the polynomial 0. So you can do synthetic substitution, it's great, or you can plug them in, that's also fine. However, if you do direct substitution, you do need to then do synthetic substitution with the number that works, because you need the information about the factoring that comes at the bottom. So let's say you do it, and if you do it repeatedly, you'll figure out that 1/4 is a 0. Now you could try them all, you figure out 1/4 is a 0, and I'm out of time. I will come back to you with the next part of the notes, and we will look at it.